Hi, my name is Bill Coblentz, and what this video is about that you're about to watch is an assignment having to do with your environment. You're pretty much going to look at what's in your backyard. This video will give you some examples of things that you might include. Now, for example, I live in a desert environment. So some of the things I might include in PowerPoint production that you're going to make will be listed later in this video. Now, some considerations that you may want to look at in your environment could involve plants or the animals, which would include different types of mammals, or perhaps not, depending where you live. You could also have different types of reptiles, snakes, insects, arachnids, birds. You may want to talk about the climate or the soil. And again, that's all up to you and the environment that you live in. Okay, now, as I said before, I do live in a desert environment. I live in Nevada, and some of the types of plants that you might find in Nevada, in fact, I have a couple of pictures here of greasewood and yucca. I actually took those in my yard as I walked around. You may have different types of mammals in your environment that would be specific to your environment. Where I live, almost daily I see jackrabbits in my yard and cottontails. I see antelope squirrels, which is a type of ground squirrel. I've seen coyotes in my yard, and well, I could go on. You kind of get the idea of what you may want to put into your presentation when you create a PowerPoint. In my yard this morning, I also walked around, and these are probably the most common little critter in my yard, reptiles. I sometimes encounter horned toads, collared lizards, which there's an image of, whiptails. There's also an image of one of those. And you may or may not have this in your environment. I have also seen in my environment snakes. Glossy snakes, which are centered down low on this image, and bull snakes, and I've seen those around my neighborhood, and I've been told, but have not seen yet, that there are rattlesnakes. Now, you probably have snakes in the neighborhood where you live. They may not be this variety, but that may be something you want to include in this assignment. Insects. Everybody has insects in their environment. You may include butterflies or ants. I put an image of a harvester ant, there's tons of those in my yard. Beetles, everybody has beetles. Bees, I have an image of a honeybee. Flies, who doesn't have flies? Jerusalem crickets, that's another one that's found in my area. Arachnids. Now, I have some in my neighborhood that are perhaps a bit more nasty than you may find around you, but we're not looking to get hurt, so if you do go and take pictures of these guys, be sure and respect them. Black widows, I have those nearby. I got that image from Wikipedia. The little scorpion that you see here, however, I spent a few minutes and dug around, and sure enough I found a little scorpion in my yard. He's no longer with us. Birds. Daily, we all see birds wherever we live. One of the most common birds where I live is called a California quail. Unfortunately, I can't get close enough to those little guys to take their picture. But I've seen red-tailed hawks. I've seen mourning doves. I've seen willets. I've seen meadowlarks. The list goes on and on. If you look at what you have in your yard, your list is going to look a little bit different than mine. And another thing that you may want to include in your PowerPoint on the environment you live in is a little bit about the climate and the soil where you live. Where I live, it's very much a desert environment. There's little moisture. The summers are very hot, and the soil is actually quite sandy. These two images are actually taken from places very close to where I live. So this should give you a general idea of the type of PowerPoint you're going to create for class. Every one of you will have something different. I won't put a minimum or maximum on what you need to do, but you should have some images in on each slide of something that represents the topic for that slide, and ensure that it ties in with your environment wherever it is that you may live. Thanks for watching.